all kind of stuck in home. You know, it kind of stinks, but at the same time, it allows us to kind of work on some things that we need to work on. What I'm going to show you guys this morning is just my little morning mobility routine. So this has helped me out tremendously. I don't have the best ankle mobility, so this has really helped me allow to get better at doing things like squat snatches, things like that. Typically, I always like to kind of wake up, take a nice shower. You're going to need about 30 to 40 minutes to kind of do all this. As soon as I get out of the shower and I get changed, I hit the foam roller, right? So right away with the foam roller, I kind of start from my back, starting at the upper back, working my way all the way down to the low back. Once I hit that, what I'm looking for is to kind of hit the tender spot. So if I feel a spot that kind of sticks a little bit, I'm going to stay there and hang out and kind of try to hold that position, because what that foam roller is doing is kind of helping breaking apart any of those tight muscle groups, so that way when I stretch later, it's going to open up a lot more. As soon as I finish with my back, I go right to my butt, right? So I hit my butt, I kind of go right to the top of my butt, trying to get like all of those different muscles out. Once I hit those, then I'm just kind of work my way around to the sides of my hips, then to the hip flexor, all the way down to my quads, calves, you name it. Trying to roll out as much of my body as possible, just so that way when I do some static stretches later, everything's going to help open up a lot better. Typically what I try to do is I set a timer, so I try to spend at least a minute or two on each body part. So if it's on the right butt, I'll try to roll that out for about a minute or two. Same thing with my back, anywhere I feel tight. Once I finish my rolling, I can then switch to a static stretch. So the first one I like a lot is one we use on my other job too at Pinnacle. You can use a towel or a belt, whatever you've got. It's just a simple hamstring stretch. So from here, one leg straight, one leg bent. Just goal here is to keep this leg as straight as possible, and you're just going to hold for as much as you can, getting a nice gentle stretch. You don't want to crank it, because then your muscles aren't going to respond the same way you want them to. From here, I want my toe to be pointed. This is going to help open up my calf, hamstring, you name it. Once I do about 2 minutes on here, I'm going to swing my leg over, trying to keep my shoulder blades down on the ground, so that I can get a nice stretch behind my hip as well. Once I finish that and do both legs, then I'm going to try to target my hips in a little bit different way. So I kind of go to that lunge position we do in class all the time, except I'm kind of just going to sit here at the bottom so I can kind of help stretch out the bottom of my butt in all different areas. If you want to add the rotation up, it's only going to help you out, open up. Once I target those, then I'm going to move on to my hip flexors, right? So today I'm just showing you kind of like the hips and below. Not really targeting to the back just so much yet, but from here, this is the easiest one. You just kind of sit up nice and tall, squeeze your butt, and from here right away, you should almost feel that stretch. You don't even have to do anything. If you want to add a little more, you just add a gentle lean to the side. That's going to give you a little bit more feeling on the side. Again, I would hit these at least a minute or like 2 minutes a pop, so that way they can get them to open up a little bit. Once I'm done there, I take a basketball or anything you have, couch cushion, anything you can kind of do. Just kind of go back to that position, put it under your leg. And then from here, you're just going to do the same thing, but now it's going to kind of target the quad a little bit more. You can get the same kind of stretches from the standing one, where if you stand, do the same thing here. The key thing here is that you're sitting up nice and tall, and you're not hunched over or altering your body in any way, because you really want to target that stretch and focusing on your posture while you're doing it. Once I get my quads, my hamstrings, my hips, so now I'm going to try to kind of target my piriformis muscle, which is a common area which throws us out of alignment when we're lifting. So I kind of go to a figure 4 with my leg, and all I'm going to do is just gently pull this leg here, trying to relax everything. Just get a nice stretch. When you're doing it right, you should kind of feel it all in the back of your butt. This is a good area to stretch. Again, we kind of typically have tight hips when we do CrossFit, so when I typically stretch in the morning, it's usually hips and ankles, because those are my 2 big weaknesses. for the ankles, what I usually do is I'll take my band or my towel, start with a nice calf stretch here, just sitting up nice and tall, giving a nice pull. Same thing, hold it for about a minute or two, switch, go to the other one. Once I do that, I just take anything with a little bit of elevation. So I have a dumbbell over here that I typically like to use. I just kind of put a dumbbell down. You don't need a dumbbell. You can use a book. You can use a box. You can use, anything really that'll just get your foot to come up a little bit. From here, just kind of keep that heel down, gently lean in, and hold that for, 2 minutes. Again, this was just something that I usually like to do in the morning to target my hips and my ankles. I can always send another video for upper body if you guys need help with shoulders. But, I just figured we're all stuck inside, so I can share some of the mobility stuff that I've gathered from both jobs and, things that really helped me out. So